wake up, this is what you gotta do. You gotta crush the day before it crushes you. Every day I'm here to motivate, lead the way in the AM. I don't want you to hear these words, I need you to feel what I'm saying. Oh, you gotta crush the day before it crushes you. You gotta crush the day before it crushes you. In the building, Drewbie Wilson, motivation's coming, I can feel it. First thing that you need to do is crush the day before it crushes you.
The energy that you wasted complaining would have gotten the job done already. So this is a conversation I feel like we have with our children a lot, right? I'm not gonna say I have this with my son all the time, but I have this conversation with my son from time to time. And I would imagine you've had this conversation with your children from time to time, right? When you go in and you ask them to do something and they complain about it. I don't wanna brush my teeth. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to do the thing, right? And then they haw around and they fuss and muss, and what happens? We end up telling them, hey man, if you'd have just gone and done the thing that you needed to do, if you'd have just gone and cleaned your room, you'd be done already. It wouldn't have taken you that long. All that energy you spent complaining could have been used to get the job done. And so I'm going to flip that on you and ask you, what are you complaining about? What are the things in your life that you know you're just being a victim towards, that you're just complaining about not having, not succeeding in, or wanting more of? Because the truth is, the same thing that applied to your children applies to you. The energy that you're using to complain about the situation, about the problem, could be better used to getting the result. And that's really what you want, is the result, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're listening to these podcasts. That's why you read books. That's why you're into personal development, because you know you want the result. But a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this too, that's why I have these conversations, because a lot of the content I put out is directly me talking to me in the morning, having that hard conversation. And it's important because we can have that hard conversation together and we can all learn. Same reason we have this conversation with our children. Because at some point we have to recognize complaining, making excuses, being a victim, it is not getting us the result that we want. So when we can shift our mindset into recognizing that victim mentality, when you're making complaints or complaining about something, when you can stop yourself and check and say, hold on, I'm going to turn that and I'm going to take that energy into getting the result that I want. I'm going to pivot and I'm going to momentum towards the thing that I want. When you start figuring that out in your life, that's when you can really take the next step, because there's a lot of times that we're wasting energy on something when we could be utilizing it to get the result. So I just want you to think about that. You know, next time you're telling your kid, hey, quit complaining, you could have done it already. It probably applies in your life too.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to go back and check out all the previous episodes. Make sure you subscribe and share this podcast with other like-minded, success-driven individuals who want to crush it. Check the show notes and grab your Crushing the Day swag over at crushingtheday.com. And remember, crush the day before it crushes you.
You gotta crush the day before it crushes you.